Good morning. This morning we're looking at Jonah 1, verses 5 and 6. We'll start in verse 4, just to get our context. Then the Lord hurled a great wind upon the sea, and there was a mighty tempest on the sea, so that the ship threatened to break up. Then the mariners were afraid, and each cried out to his God, and they hurled the cargo that was in the ship into the sea to lighten it for them. But Jonah had gone down into the inner part of the ship and had lain down, and was fast asleep. So the captain came and said to him, "What do you mean, you sleeper? Arise, call out to your God. Perhaps the God will give a thought to us, that we may not perish." This text is an important follow-up to what we mentioned yesterday. We talked about how God pursues us through circumstances. Jonah's response to being pursued through circumstances is to double down in his running from God. It's to go down inside the belly of this ship and to hide out. Now, he goes down, but the Lord will not stop pursuing him. And the Lord will use a pagan captain who comes down and speaks to him. But there's something hidden in the Hebrew here that's significant. In verse 2, God came to Jonah and said, "Arise." Kum is the word in Hebrew. Arise. This captain comes and says, "What do you mean, you sleeper? Arise, kum, call out to your God." It's as though Jonah would have had, in the narrative is trying to give us the picture of Jonah having almost deja vu, a sense of the voice of God again, waking up drearily from his sleep, or he's trying to hide out in the midst of this storm and get away from God. He can't get away from God because God will pursue him by hurling a storm, and he'll pursue him by a pagan captain coming down and being the voice of God to try to wake him up and arise. Arise. In my life, at different points, God has used people to pursue me, lots of times. When I was in high school, I talked all the time in class. I didn't want much to do with academics. I was concerned about popularity, and I think I was kind of every teacher's nightmare. There was one teacher, he was a speech teacher. His name was George Mullican. He was a short guy. I mean, he made me seem tall. Short guy, big, thick Coke bottle glasses. And he taught me speech. And I'll never forget, he looked at me through those Coke bottle glasses one day and he said, "Bryan," in his kind of quaint way, antiquated way, he said, "Bryan, you're a little rascal. And it's the little rascals that God uses for great things when he gets a hold of them." I never forgot that. I never forgot that he looked past what other people couldn't look past, and he saw something in me. He saw the God that could use me. And I've held on to that, and it was a reminder that God uses people, the voice of others, to pursue you. Here's my question for you today. Whose voice in your life right now do you need to pay attention to? Whose voice is God using to pursue you? And you might lean into it. You might pay attention. You might have an extra attention today, knowing that God speaks through circumstances, but he also speaks through people. May the Lord bless you.